school in Denver is taking anti-police sentiment to a whole new level. A new video shown to Denver South students shows them, quote, tells them not to call police if they see a racist or transphobic attack. Watch this.
Armed police presence often escalates rather than reduces the risk of violence. So if the victim hasn't asked you to call the police, do not, I repeat, do not call the police.
All right, Todd, telling children not to trust or tell the police seems like a very dangerous thing to do.
It is just the latest example of problems coming from the school because you have these administrators that aren't there to teach our kids English, math, reading, writing. They're there to indoctrinate them into a woke ideology. And the thing that I love about this, Rachel, this came from the Barnard Center for Research on Women. In case you don't know, that is an elite Northeast school made up of liberal whites telling minorities what racism is. Yeah. Beautiful irony.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. Now, the school district backed away, Molly, and this is typical. We've seen this before. They come up with some CRT or some training video for teachers that's, you know, actually racist or gives bad advice for kids or is inappropriate for kids, and then they say, oh, we didn't mean this. I mean, isn't this what parents are so worried about with our public schools?
Well, there's so much stuff that's happening in schools, and only when it comes to light do you have some school districts say, oh, okay, well, maybe that went too far. This is really dangerous and false to tell children that police are something that only add to problems in a community. And it's so elitist, to your point, Todd, that, you know, in many communities, the police operate not just to take care of crime, but also almost as community workers. To tell them not to be there really harms those communities. All of these policies have led, that Democrats have been pushing in terms of hating on the police, have led to huge upticks in violence and crime, in murders. The murder rate in Portland is something like 3 times what it was just a couple years ago. And it might seem cute and fun to tell kids things like this, but it's really dangerous. And there are really people who need help who won't get it because of hateful things like this.
You know, Kaylee, one of the beautiful things about children is that they are generally colorblind. It's what makes them so beautiful. Talk to me about the morality of introducing this kind of division into, you know, kids at these very formative ages.
I mean, it's insidious. You've seen critical race theory at the youngest ages, people to dislike and to hate other people based on the color of their skin. You're oppressed or you're oppressor. It's so antithetical to justice, to fairness, to the way I think we should be thinking, to your point, to the innocence of children. I do want to point out, though, that in Denver, this is part of an anti-police theme we've seen out of the Denver public school system. Back in 2020, they voted to remove school resource officers, and these are essentially police officers. They had been there for 22 years. They do a lot of good work. I was talking to a police in Tennessee who was telling me these school resource officers, they become like dads to people who come from fatherless homes. They do so much good, breaking up fights, being there as a father figure. And one of the guys in Denver, a police officer, patrol officer, Taylor Williams, told a local paper, we think it's shameful. They're politicizing school safety. You don't realize how many knives, guns, and drugs these school resource officers have taken away. They are a deterrent of school violence, and this anti-police sentiment is, like you said, backfiring the well-being of children.
Tammy, one of the reasons we love having you, we love you because we love you.
Thanks.
But
So
we
many
also
reasons.
love you because as somebody who used to work with liberal activists, you understand the why. What is all this about?
Well, you know, this is what's shocking and disturbing. You know, the kids involved in this, right, they're from, let's say, my generation, and their parents understand that we've heard this rhetoric before, to, you know, demonize the police or at least give people who are batterers or the bad guys the benefit of the doubt. And that, of course, makes problems worse, like with domestic violence, that for a very long time, forever, was, oh, that's a family business. That's none of our business. If you call the police, it'll get worse. Or the batterer would say, if you call the police, I'm going to hurt you worse next time. So laws were changed to make sure that even if nobody wanted to press charges, as a community, we needed to stop this violence. It was our business. And so when you're telling people, young people of color, right, transgenders, you don't matter as much. We're going to, your injury, the treatment you're receiving is going to have to be, you have to put up with that because our demonizing the police is more important. And of course, the abusers, the bullies, well, they realize I can do whatever I want. And that's what we're seeing in all these cities, is that this is okay then. These are also young people who take, our laws are about sending a message about what's appropriate and moral. And when you say, well, you can do this and get away with it, then of course it'll be done even more.
It's an excellent point.